as an emerging markets hub?
So Dan, maybe I can connect this to something that Rishi said earlier on the importance of having a capital market as an end point for capital to flow from the beginning. Because if I start a new business, if I incorporate a new project, I need to visualize what the exit looks like. And while not all businesses exit via the public markets, that is usually the base case for most of them. In our case, the big story of the capital markets is both increasing the size as well as opening it up to international investment. And so international investment has moved from virtually nothing 5 to 6 years ago to now slightly over 400 billion riyals. And actually, a lot of the points you mentioned in your question are really the building blocks of it. It's about liquidity, it's about confidence, and it's about customizing the market to the local particularities of the economy. And let me give you an example. So if you look at the structure of our capital markets in Saudi, historically, they are concentrated ownership. And when you have a market that has concentrated ownership, that is very different from what you see in developed market when the largest investor represents 5 to 6 or 7%. What does this mean? This actually means that you, in some respects, combine the benefits of transparency, disclosure, governance that you have in the public markets, as well as the big anchor investor, sponsor, long-term oriented investor that has always been the calling card of private markets. So this almost looks like it's the best of both worlds. Now you can ask the question, and actually as we've opened up the market to international investment, we have seen this reaction. The combination of transparency, disclosure, and anchor investors is a good thing. But there is a but. And the but here is this combination can be quite dangerous if you don't have minority shareholder protections, because the big anchor investor can basically direct the business at the expense or to the detriment of minority investors. And that is why, actually, in Saudi, we have probably become one of the most draconian markets in the world in terms of governance, disclosures, and minority shareholder protections. And it is not because we want to fit to some international standards. It's we need to fit our funding model to fit the structure of our economy. And that combination has actually been proving very successful.
Absolutely fascinating. And I also wanted to talk about a little